Minister, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. So we were out there at these licensing centres yesterday throughout the day, and it really was a mess. What are you hearing about the problems across South Africa?
Thank you. We've got, Shahan, a backlog of 320,000 driving licenses. Every month, the demand grows by 90,000. Provinces, and in particular, Gauteng is able to supply only 10,300 slots per week. Every Monday, 55,000 searches for renewal and test slots, 160 EDLCs booked per week in the province. A capacity for 140 slots per month is required. It is all corruption. It is the problem that is happening in the back office, which we are attending to it. We don't run DLTCs, they are run by provinces. Transport is a concurrent function. We have activated RTMC to help in Gauteng to address this particular situation and very quick and fast bring about the turnaround strategy and let people get their licenses.
So are you going to tell the cops not to fine people if they don't have their licenses renewed given the circumstances?
Well, that is my competency. My team will report tomorrow, and then I will make a pronouncement and a decision on that before end of the week about the extension of the validity of the driver's licenses. RTMC have activated tomorrow. They will meet with the MEC and everybody in Gauteng, and then give me a report, and I will make that decision and further pronouncement on what needs to happen. The most important thing, motorists must not be inconvenienced, and then we must do everything in our power to deal with and eradicate corruption.
Yeah. So, Minister, of course, you talk about this being corruption to blame, but the reality is people are in long lines, waiting, frustrated. What do you have to say to them about when it's going to get right?
Well, it is a Gauteng problem largely. We will deal with that. They must be patient. The matter is receiving attention. We are attending to it. RTMC has 350 EDLCs immediately available, and we're looking at ensuring that RTMC will offer approximately 50,000 extra tests per month. And this thing, after the meeting tomorrow, everything must be operational by 30th of November. 2020. So the situation is receiving attention and it's been with us for quite some time. But unfortunately, it's happening in the provinces, and the execution and the backyard corruption is happening right there. They don't allocate slots. Somebody is holding something in between and they're getting paid for it from a corrupt practice. We've got to eradicate that.
Yeah. So obviously you're the political head here, so I know you're not getting into the nitty-gritty, but you ultimately have to make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to and get this done. Have you at all, Minister, actually stood in a queue like this to understand the frustrations of South Africans? I know you're sitting there very nonchalant saying you're going to do something about it, but that frustration that we've been seeing across the country, it's something to be angry about, isn't it?
I've been there. I've been there in those queues. I've seen the driver's license, learners, and everything. What has happened is that the devolution has now been extended to, learner schools and all of that. That is where the problem is in the system. I can't disagree with you about what you are saying. I've been in those queues, I've seen the challenges, I've been to Langlaagte, I've been everywhere in this province, and I know the challenge we're facing now, but we're intervening to ensure that the turnaround comes out quick and faster. And I will be on the ground as well to talk to the people live before end of the week on the outcome of tomorrow between Gauteng and what I've deployed in terms of RTMC.
So you stood in the line to renew your license. I know you get a VVIP treatment in that regard, but just tell me about the people who are corrupt here. What's going to happen to them?
There's no other way about corrupt people. They must be nailed. They must be nailed because they are the big problem in the system. they are bringing about this particular backlog, and that is what we need to deal with. But tomorrow's meeting, particularly for Gauteng, will bring a solution, and at the same time, I will pronounce on that, even in the long term, of how we can deal with some of these things, because the online application was done to address the backlog that was created by the physical presence of people in the different DLTCs. But it is quite clear that that process also is being manipulated, and there is a man between who benefit financially out of it through corrupt means. We've got to eliminate that and ensure that people are allocated slots, and then the system runs smoothly.
All right. I look forward to seeing you in that line one of the days this week. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula.